What's up, guys? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of our videos. Also, make sure you follow us all over social media so you don't miss any of our content or show announcements. All right, let's move on to the Lakers offense. So again, this is from the second half of the New Orleans Pelicans game. And again, the main thing that I want you guys to focus on here is the way that this team can generate easy shots. Like, we know that there's a tough shot making piece. I know that LeBron James can hit pull-up threes at a high rate this year. I know that Anthony Davis can catch the ball on the block and go to his left shoulder hook and make it a good percentage. I know that Austin Reeves can snake a ball screen and get into the mid-range and try to grift his way to the line or knock down a tough contested mid-range jump shot. I know they can get a matchup for Rui Hachimura and he can go to work on the block and try to create something off the dribble. I know D'Angelo Russell can score in the mid-range in some of these situations. I know Dalton Knecht can hit smothered catch-and-shoot shots as he's flying off of an off-ball action. That stuff to me, though, as I've talked about so much on this show, those are ceiling-raising shots. Those are the shots you go to against great defense when they shut down the easy action that you run at the beginning of plays. But the better, sharper action you run and the higher basketball IQ aggregate in your lineups, the more easy shots you will generate that make it so you don't have to rely as much on those tougher shots going in. And in this second half against the Pelicans, and again, every single one of these clips is coming from one half of basketball. Watch how many easy shots the Lakers generate with their 5-out attack and just all of their aggregate offensive talent. A lot of specific things that I want you to keep an eye on. Off-ball action. So like when they're running action, you're going to see a lot of like exit screens on the weak side where it's like Austin Reeves coming off of Max Christie in the corner, Dalton Knecht coming off of Austin Reeves in the corner as they're running action to try to occupy the help defenders, right? That's a big one. It's also we see the Lakers actually do use quite a few 4-out concepts too, where they occupy the dunker spot temporarily. You'll see some of that in here as well. A lot of early screens for Anthony Davis, whether that's an off-ball screen in transition or a quick inverted ball screen when AD is dribbling, or just something early in the possession with a guard and AD to try to force a switch. And when they force the switch, then Anthony Davis goes down to the block and either scores and a quick post up or in an offensive rebound situation. You'll see some stuff like that. A lot of quick slips and screens and connective playmaking from Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. So imagine LeBron James or Anthony Davis drawing a second defender and D'Lo or Austin catching the first pass and not being open to score, but making the pass that beats the defense to the hockey assist for AD because of those guys' ability to make quick reads when they catch the ball and quickly process what's happening on the floor. A lot of really high-level stuff here on the offensive end I want you guys to pay attention to. Let's start with this screen with LeBron and AD, a ball screen. So what they're doing is Max is setting a quick screen here on Green, which is going to get him into a little bit more of trail position. That's going to make it easier for LeBron as he comes off to get him caught on this screen. Then when he comes downhill, LeBron's next job is to engage Yves Missy in the ball screen by getting downhill pressure. But watch here on the weak side. On the weak side, to occupy these two defenders, Austin Reeves is going to set an exit screen. All it is just a screen for Dalton Knecht to run out to the corner. So if you watch here, as LeBron's going downhill, he's engaging the screen defender. Austin is setting that off-ball action, which is occupying these defenders. And as a result of that, Yves Missy steps up. There's just a little bit of loose help here, and LeBron's able to get the lob to Anthony Davis. And again, you can see how this play develops because LeBron gets so far downhill. If Brandon Ingram takes this lob away, LeBron's throwing a kick-out pass to a guy who's been a 40% catch-and-shoot shooter for most of his career in Max Christie. All right, next one. This was the connective pass from Austin Reeves here. So we got an AD post up, right? On the AD post up, the Pelicans are going to want to throw a double. Austin is cutting through. As Austin cuts through, he sees Brandon not paying attention, and so he slips into this area right here down by the baseline. Watch, right there, boom. So now he's behind Brandon Ingram, right? So Brandon Ingram is now in no man's land. This forces Green to step over and tag Austin, right? AD hits Austin. But now we have our weak side 2-on-1, right? Jeremiah Robinson Earl is responsible for Connect and Max Christie in this case, right? He's splitting the difference. He's pointing them both out. He knows what he's doing. But watch how quickly Austin processes this. Austin knows, I just cut. Brandon Ingram's my man. Green is Dalton's man. So Austin has already done the processing in his head. He knows, I caught the ball here. I know Dalton's wide open. Watch how quickly he just turns and fires. Boom. Bucket. So even though Jeremiah Robinson Earl is in the right place and makes the right rotation, the speed of the processing from Austin Reeves gets the open shot. Oh, I'm behind Brandon. They had to tag me from the weak side. Dalton's going to be open. Boom. Easy, quick processing, easy shot. Here's one of those early guard screens that got Anthony Davis a switch. So watch as AD's running the floor. Watch the quick guard screen to force a switch. Boom. Now we're switched, right? Now AD's got Brandon Ingram on him. But in this case, Brandon Ingram is lingering to help, but Yves Missy is thinking, I got to get back to AD, right? So as Austin slips out, Brandon is helping on AD because Yves got screened, right? So now when he runs back, boom, now we have a 3-on-2 on the weak side. Rotate, rotate, right? How about a swing, rotate, wide open 3 for Dalton Connect in the corner. So all of that happened because of just a quick screen by Austin on AD to bring essentially 2 defenders to AD off the ball. AD's got 2 off the ball, swing, wide open 3. That's just read and react basketball. Hey, I have a chance to screen this guy and just put the Pelicans defense into a shitty position before we even run an action. One of the big things that stood out early in this half was when Dalton, and again, at this point, Dalton's already hit 2 threes, right? So they're starting to consider running more action for Dalton because now Dalton's on fire. So here's a baseline action, a baseline out of bounds play. This is something that JJ is drawing up to try to get Dalton a wide open look, right? So it starts with this screen, which is a switch, right? Guard screen, Jalen Noel switches. He grabs Dalton, he points over. Now Dalton's original defender switching out onto Austin, okay? But now at this point, Dalton is going to go set a back screen for Anthony Davis. So Dalton runs, screens Yves Missy. This forces Jalen Noel to throw a hedge. Watch Jalen Noel throw the hedge. Boom. So now Jalen Noel's weight is off of this foot as he's stepping out, and Dalton has an opportunity to slip into the corner. Now he's open for the catch and shoot 3. So, couple things. First of all, more guard AD screening, which is causing huge problems for Yves Missy, right? And then 2, Dalton's now hit 3 threes in a row, and the Pelicans are not switching AD Dalton action yet. Keep that in mind for later on. Here's another early screen for AD at the beginning of a possession. This one is from D'Lo. And this is just an inverted ball screen because AD has the ball. So now Yves Missy's guarding AD in the open floor. D'Lo sets the screen. And again, Yves, not a lot of experience navigating screens. Jalen Noel doesn't really know what to do here. As a result, now AD is able to get ahead of steam. So now by the time Yves recovers, he's dead to rights here. AD's a bigger, stronger player with the angle, with more momentum, and he just goes right through Yves and gets a layup. So more guard screens on AD early in possessions. Here's another one. Not switching the AD Dalton screens yet. Okay. So AD sets the screen, not switching, so he's chasing. Now he's in this full chase position, and what ends up happening here, D'Lo's man is running this way, Dalton's man is running this way, and all Dalton does is throw a little fake dribble handoff. And on the fake dribble handoff, Dalton's defender kind of hesitates for a second on D'Lo. D'Lo's defender hesitates for a second, and Dalton's able to turn the corner. And again, look at the spacing here. Max, good shooter. Austin, good shooter in the corners. Those guys don't want to help hard. AD's man ends up lingering back with him, and Dalton's able to get a dunk. And he brings that, and we've seen this a lot around the league this year, but like some of the more athletic players are starting to lean on shooting more, and there's just a lot of downhill force that can come off of the weaponized fear of your shooting, right? Now, this time, we just talked about it. We've seen multiple actions where the Lakers have gotten buckets for Dalton Connect because they have not been switching the Dalton AD ball screens, right? So how about we run another one? AD screen for D'Lo, D'Lo screen for Dalton, and then Dalton is going to back screen for AD. Watch Dalton. Okay, so this is the same exact thing that they ran out of that baseline out of bounds. So in theory, if they can get Brandon to linger and for him to chase, then Dalton should be able to flash high and get open. But Dalton's been killing them, so they don't want to switch it. Or they, excuse me. Dalton's been killing them, so now they're going to decide to switch it. So now we have the switch, right? All you got to do, pull it out to create a passing angle, and this is a beautiful post entry from Austin Reeves. Watch how perfectly he threads this pass over the top. Brandon's fronting. AD is sealing and creating the passing angle. Great pass over the top. Now we got ourselves an and one. So again, the Pels are dead to rights here because this is just the problem that the Lakers can present because of the sheer amount of offensive talent that they have on the floor. You don't switch, Dalton's getting open. You do switch, AD's getting a favorable matchup. This next one is something that I've been talking about for several years now, but the simple concept of AD popping in ball screens, which is always open. In a ball screen that involves a traditional drop coverage, the pick and pop is always open. It's a basic basketball rule of thumb that I wish teams would lean on more, but some of these big guys just don't feel comfortable doing it, right? So here we go. AD ball screen with D'Lo. Why is it open? Because we're chasing. This guy's chasing. This guy's dropping. So if he's chasing and dropping, our bracket is situated around D'Lo. If the bracket is situated around D'Lo and AD rolls, he's rolling, and this guy has an opportunity to potentially guard both of them to some extent, right? But if he pops, he's wide open. Notice Dalton sees that AD's in that spot, so Dalton clears out to the right. AD clears a little bit to the left. Wide open three, knocks it down. The pick and pop has been a huge addition to AD's game this year. Here's another switch, this time on a double drag. Watch how quickly D'Lo identifies the switch, right? So again, Dalton sets the first, boom, boom, switch, switch, okay? Now AD's got a guard on him. D'Lo's going to pass the ball over to Dalton, and watch D'Lo immediately point to AD. Throw it, throw it, throw it. Now, Dalton doesn't throw it, which is the right call. Dalton's making the right decision here because Brandon Ingram is now basically bracketing, and it's a complicated skip pass to get to Max. But all Dalton has to do here is get something up on the rim, and AD has a massive offensive rebounding advantage. None of these guys is getting the ball over AD. This is the only guy on the floor who has a chance to hang with AD under the rim. So all Dalton has to do is get something up on the rim. Drives, gets it up. AD, over all of them, offensive rebound putback. So the switch is causing just as many problems. This is an example of setting your man up for a screen and another one of those decoy actions. So again, D'Lo is setting his man up by working him down with physicality to the elbow, and it looks like it's going to be something with Austin and D'Lo. But watch how quickly, I'm going to play this one from full speed. Watch how quickly D'Lo goes from his setup to his cut into the handoff. Watch. Boom. Now he's got all this separation, and now it's so easy for him to catch this, and this is a legit 2-on-1. So as long as Koloko gets a little hit on him, which he does, Austin hits D'Lo's man, Koloko hits the screener, now D'Lo has a wide open three. So this is the type of pace in the half court that's open, and this is why I always tell like my high school kids, I'm like, you guys got to cut hard, you got to screen and move hard. Everything you do has to be hard to generate separation. Watch this hard cut from D'Lo. He gets himself open. All right, this is the D'Lo slip on a post split cut. Okay, so a post split again is a post entry and then usually some sort of two-man game with guards that are right off of the post up. Watch how D'Lo sets a screen. Now they're going to switch, right? So D'Lo screens. This is going to be a switch. Watch a D'Lo's man jump out on Austin, and now Austin's man is on D'Lo. But what do we always talk about for beating switching schemes? Screen the lower half and get an inside seal. Watch D'Lo set the screen, get the inside seal, and slip. Now, as he's open, Christian Koloko's man, the big man, has to step over on D'Lo. So that even though D'Lo misses this shot, who's going to get the rebound? Coloco's got inside position with a small player on him. It's an easy offensive rebound putback for him. This is just some two-man game between Dalton and AD, but Dalton's been really good at making these. He's athletic enough to jump and get the pass over the top relatively easily. Watch this, just easy, simple little pitch back to AD. So they're throwing it to Dalton. Here's the ball screen. Watch this easy pass over the top, easy little short jump shot. Here's another one of those release valve possessions with D'Lo. So it starts with an offensive rebound. We're going to go to AD on the left block, okay? But on the post up, we get a double team, okay? So here's our double team. Max cuts. He gets covered by Jeremiah Robinson Earl, right? So it's not open. This guy over here is splitting the difference on the two shooters on the weak side, which I believe is LeBron and Austin, if I remember correctly. But watch D'Lo. Or no, it's Dalton and Austin. So it's Dalton and Austin up here, right? So here's our weak side 2-on-1. But AD is getting pressured so much, he doesn't feel comfortable making that kick-out pass. All D'Lo makes himself, all D'Lo does is make himself available for a kick-out even though he's guarded. But on the kick-out, watch. So D'Lo catches the ball from AD. How does Dalton and Austin attack this 2-on-1? Dalton cuts. This is only open because Dalton has already started his cut and D'Lo doesn't have the ball left and there's 4.7 on the shot clock, right? So if D'Lo doesn't make this read lightning fast, this likely turns into a bad contested 3 at the end of the clock that has almost no chance of going in. Watch how quickly D'Lo processes it. One-timer, dunk. That's the difference between a dunk and a bad 3 at the end of the clock. Quick processing on that secondary read. We get our blitz, post up, double, weak side 2-on-1. And once again, even Dalton didn't just stand at the 3-point line. He's a shooter, but he's not standing at the 3-point line. He's an athlete. He's beating it with a cut. But watch that quick processing from D'Lo. Here's an example of it being defended, a stack pick and roll being defended extremely well, but it just generating a little bit of a closeout that D'Lo was able to beat. Okay, so here's our stack pick and roll, right? Austin ball screen with AD. D'Lo's back screening the roll man, right? They defend it really well. Jalen Noel lingers. He calls for a switch. They tag from the weak side with Jeremiah Robinson Earl to take away the lob. Austin doesn't feel comfortable throwing that pass. Excuse me. Good ball pressure makes it so that Austin doesn't feel comfortable throwing the skip pass. I can't remember who's over here. I think it's I think it might be Dalton. Somebody's wide open over here in the corner. Dalton, okay? Doesn't feel comfortable throwing that pass because of the pressure, okay? So, who's open? D'Lo. D'Lo's catching, not in a position to shoot, but Jalen Noel is sprinting at him. So D'Lo's able to beat that with just a quick rip to the left. Again, this is that baked-in driving lane. This is important for non-athletes. The best athletes in the world, they don't need baked-in driving lanes. They can just do a hard rip through and they can get where they want to go, right? That goes without saying. But when you have a defender closing out at your right shoulder, if you rip to the left, it's an automatic drive. There's just no way. Like if D'Lo rips left, he's going to get over here. There's no way Jalen Noel can beat him there. Rip left, has inside position, hits the floater. And again, Yves Missy is hesitant to step up because if he does, AD's getting a lob dunk. So again, even when it's defended as well as you possibly can defend it, it still is just a high-level offensive player with a guy chasing him off the line. He's going to be able to get a good shot. Here's another one of those exit screens, weak side. So it's a horn set. We got LeBron AD two-man game. AD back screens for Austin. And then while LeBron and AD are running their ball screen, watch Max Christie screen for Austin on the weak side to occupy the help defenders. See? They're pointing, they're occupied. It's just making this guy be a little hesitant to fully step in. And by the way, if he fully steps in to stop LeBron, Austin Reeves is wide open because Max Christie has this back screen here. But he's hesitant, and so he doesn't cut LeBron off, and so LeBron's able to get all the way to the rim and lay it in. That's the value of weak side action. This is a huge play in the game. Lakers down 2. All it is simple, easy advantage creation basketball. LeBron's dribbling at the top of the key, but he sees Dalton connect in the corner, who's made a bunch of threes in this half, and Jalen Noel is playing off of him closer to the lane. So LeBron throws a simple kick-out pass. Look, he takes another step higher and throws the pass. Now watch. What did we just talk about with baked-in driving lanes? He's closing out at Dalton's right shoulder. If he just throws because of the threat of the shot, Jalen Noel cannot afford to throw a passive closeout that locks the lane down. He has to chase him off the line because Dalton's shooting well. Dalton just racks left. Boom. There's that baked-in driving lane. Brandon Ingram steps up. Austin Reeves' man slides down for the corner pass, and Dalton throws a really nice kick-out pass to Austin here at the top of the key. Extra pass to LeBron. Now he gets a wide-open three. So again, no need to run action. Just, hey, this guy's sinking off of Dalton Connect a little bit. How about he drives a closeout? Now we get ourselves a wide open shot. And then this was the dagger for LeBron, just for good measure. It's a ball screen with AD that forces the switch onto Yves Missy. And out of the switch, LeBron, watch the hard dribble at the basket before the pull-up jump shot to keep Yves on his heels. Watch the hard move. That hard move just keeps him on his heels. Big time shot for LeBron. So again, all of those plays came in one half of NBA basketball. Think about how many easy shots that was. I had, let's see, I started at clip number, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 22 easy shots in one half. 22 easy buckets in one half of basketball. Just by running quality offense with a bunch of high IQ players that make quick decisions, processing the breakdown in the defense fast enough to make it a layup or a three that's wide open instead of a bad shot at the end of the clock. It's a simple concept that's hard to deal with. You put a bunch of really smart basketball players that complement each other really well on the court at the same time, they're going to be really difficult to guard. Add some organization to it, and the sky is the limit for this Lakers offense.